We will now pass up for a moment the issue of physical access to a computer, and we will get to know what kind of information can be gathered remotely. 30 years ago, when networking protocols still in use today were being developed, hardly anyone thought about security. The first network connected 4 trusted computers. When you design a protocol to govern the communication between 4 computers that run 3 programs each and are used by 7 people, 6 of whom are your friends, you don't think much about security. You don't think how to protect them from DDoS attacks or data flow tracking. This is why none of the protocols designed back then, TCP, IP included, was designed with security in mind. This is very candidly stated in the RFC architectural document. If you look up the original RFC 1122 document, which describes the TCP protocol, you will find that it ends with the following note. There are many security issues in the communication layers of host software, but a full discussion is beyond the scope of this RFC. The problem persists. Low-level protocols do not have any intrinsic security features. The problem is even more serious because high-level protocols rely completely on low-level protocols. High-level protocols don't verify or validate the data sent by low-level protocols. Moreover, although the RFC documents contain very detailed descriptions of protocols' functions, they lack implementation guidelines. This led to different implementations of the TCP/IP stack. People who were responsible for implementation of the protocols had to make some choices of their own, and obviously their choices differed. Ethernet minimum frame size is one example. All Ethernet frames must carry a minimum payload. But what if an operating system wants to transfer less data than the minimum payload? It has to fill up the frame. The protocol standard does not specify what to fill up the frame with. The decision is made by the network card driver. It turns out that some drivers tend to fill up the frame with random data stored in the memory buffer. For example, a part of the Word document we are currently preparing. It is impossible to effectively secure protocols developed 30 or 40 years ago. It's difficult to fix that kind of situation because these standards are in constant use. A common practice used to make up for it is to subnet a network. That is, to use network switches to split a network into smaller parts. It is not true that switches are safer than hubs. Nor is it true that 2 people connected to different ports at the same switch cannot see the other's transmissions. There are ways to bypass that solution. The case is similar with virtual local area networks, or VLANs. VLANs are subnets created on a managed switch. You need only one managed switch to define multiple subnets. Users can be grouped in VLAN domains by ports or MAC addresses. In such a networking arrangement, there must be a system to govern which Ethernet frame enters which port. This means that VLAN information, a tag, must be inserted into the Ethernet frame. This information is not in any way secured or encrypted. Moreover, it can be modified in a way that enables tracking of data sent to other VLANs. Attackers exploit security weaknesses in the design of TCP/IP protocol. Transport layer protocols TCP and UDP reveal much information about the operating system and services performed by the computer. This is connected with the issue of scanning remote systems. Identifying open ports is a method of TCP protocol scanning. We will try to establish a TCP session but we will only initiate the procedure. We will send a SYN synchronization packet, but we won't respond to it. If we encounter a firewall-protected computer that filters SYN packets, we will try to unexpectedly end the session and will wait for a response from the firewall. It is possible that it will send us back an RST packet, which will tell us that the port behind the firewall is open. We can scan a computer protected by a firewall by fragmenting packets. We can do fragmentation at a lower layer. Thanks to that, after reassembling, the packet is not treated by the firewall as hostile.